Everybody, and welcome to another Mail Art Monday video. In today's video, I am going to be showing how I not only decorate my envelopes and my letter pages, but a fun way to make basically an ephemera pocket. So I'm just showing you, I've started out with a full-size dictionary page and just folded it into 3 different sections, and I haven't measured anything, nothing is precise. I don't really think that way, and I do apologize if you need like specifics, but I'm hoping that just watching it you will be able to see how I've generally done it and can mimic it if you want to do this for yourself as well. I'm just adding some double-sided tape, and I forgot to add it on the bottom of this part right here. I'm only adding it on the sides, but I also need to add it to the bottom, and I forget to do that, and I kind of have to finick with it after the fact. Especially since I cut it right here. I am using this adorable little letter opener paper cutter thing that was in the August Your Creative Studio box, and I'm actually going to be using the supplies from that box in today's video. So if you're curious about anything that you see, it all came from that box. So yeah, you can see right here, it's just of like this open slit of paper, and I have to add just a little bit of my double-sided sticky tape just to the bottom there, and it is just going to create another pocket. And you'll see what I mean in just a second. I'm going to put some stuff in right there. You can see where it stops, and then I'm going to slide something into that back pocket. And I'm going to decorate this little folder and fill it up so you can get an idea of some of the things that I like to include. But I'm going to move on to the envelopes for now. So everybody has a general idea of what I do when I'm decorating. So I'm not really going to talk too much about the envelope and paper decorating process, but I do want to talk about something that has been asked of me for quite a while by so many different people. I guess everybody is super curious about how I manage my time and how I seem to do all the things that I do while still caring for 4 children at home over the summer during lockdown. And I mean, I guess as a mother, I'm curious about how other moms handle their home lives as well, but unfortunately my answer is really not all that interesting. So I guess I'll just go through and talk about what a typical day looks like for me. So obviously I get up with the babies every single morning. My older boys, they typically get up and do their own thing. They make their own breakfast, and they usually turn the TV on quietly until the babies and I get up for the day, because I mean, what kid do you know doesn't wake up at the crack of dawn? The babies usually wake up around 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, which is usually when I get up. I get them changed for the day, get them cleaned up, and immediately sit them down for breakfast. And it depends on how I feel during the, at this point, whether I'm going to make them a proper breakfast or if I'm just going to give them cereal and let them kind of figure it out. I would say it's probably half and half. And then we just hang out in the living room, playing, watching TV or listening to music. During this time is when I also get all of my chores for the day done. I prefer to do my chores while everybody is awake, because then I don't have to censor the amount of noise that I need to make. So I get my dishes done, I get the sweeping done. I have hardwood floors in my house, and half of my house is carpet and half of it is hardwood, so I need to sweep and vacuum every single day, so I do that, obviously. I unload the dishwasher and load it back up. I clean up the kitchen after breakfast. I clean up the table after breakfast. And then that's usually pretty much it. Maybe I'll get laundry done in this time if I need to, but I actually prefer to do my laundry in the afternoon. Because I want to be able to fold it and put it away, and I can't really fold it and put it away because the babies are napping during nap time, and I can't really fold laundry while they're awake because they love to pull my laundry out of the pile and dump it all on the floor and throw it all around. So I prefer to do my laundry in the evenings and fold it and put it away after everybody is already in bed. And during nap time, it depends on how the babies feel, but it's usually between 12 and 1 o'clock. They usually nap for 2 hours roughly, and in that 2-hour window is when I get myself clean and ready for the day, and it's halfway through the day, so I'm not really getting ready for anything because I very, very rarely leave my house during the day, during the week. But I will shower, get myself feeling like a human again, probably 9 times out of 10, just get right back into a clean pair of pajamas or comfy clothes. And then I come into my office, I film, I get caught up on my journaling, I write my letters, I do voiceovers, I clean my office if it needs cleaning, I pack orders if I have orders that need to go out. I water my plants. I've got a whole bunch of plants in my office now. And yeah, that's pretty much how it happens. I always have a Red Bull. I don't like coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm a tea drinker, and unfortunately tea does not have enough caffeine in it for me. So I am one of those terrible human beings that drinks Red Bull. So that's me. And usually around lunchtime is when I have my Red Bull. The kids usually graze through lunch. They prefer to wait until the babies wake up from their lunch or from their nap, which is around 2:30 or 3. Give the babies their lunch, mostly just snacky type things, unless they're super, super hungry or hangry. Then they get a proper lunch, and the boys eat as well. And then around 5 o'clock is when I start preparing things for dinner. If it's a little more labor intensive, then I usually start cooking around 3:30 or 4. Like if I'm making Italian and I want my flavors to kind of marry a little bit, I start a little bit earlier in the day. If I'm slow cooking something, I usually get that started at lunchtime when the babies are napping so that it's ready by dinner time. My husband usually gets home around 5 o'clock. We finish getting dinner ready, we eat, we get everybody cleaned up, we get them bathed, showered, ready for bed, and then around 7 o'clock is when we put on a family movie or a family show, and then that's when we all kind of sit down and vegetate on the couch and hang out with each other until bedtime. Sometimes instead of watching TV, I would say it's probably half and half, but sometimes we actually just go outside and play. We will clean the yard up. We will play soccer or baseball or just run around. I will clean up my plants, pull any weeds that I need to do. And it depends on if it's raining or not. And sometimes, most days here in Florida, it's raining in the afternoons or the evenings, so it all just depends on the weather if we are going outside and playing. But I hope that answers your question. I really am not that interesting of a person. We don't do any of our errands or anything during the week. We wait until the weekend to do that. And yeah, so school starts today, and the kids are finally back at school. We have chosen to send them back at school for many different reasons. I've been asked quite a few times about why I have chosen to send my children back to school, but the very simple short answer is my children have very intense ADHD, which means they cannot concentrate or focus on anything. They need constant redirection, and I do not have the ability to be able to sit with them both all day long to make sure that they are paying attention and participating in their class and doing their work and doing their studies. I can't keep the house quiet because we have the 2 babies. I don't have 2 separate rooms to be their classrooms so that they cannot be distracted by each other. All of those things and more. We feel comfortable enough that the schools have done everything in their power to make them as safe as possible, and we are allowing them to go back to school. So there is that. And it's going to change the dynamic of the house, I think, a little bit. So having the older 2 gone for half of the day is going to be interesting because they won't be home until after the babies get up from their nap. So it'll be fun. We'll see how it changes the dynamic in my routine. I don't think much about my routine will change. I'll probably have a little bit more freedom to be able to leave the house because leaving the house with 2 children as opposed to 4 children is a little bit easier, but they are babies. So, but there, you saw how I have kind of decorated this envelope and filled it with a bunch of vintage and not vintage beauty paper things, beautiful paper things. And I love this. I love this. I don't do it all the time just because a lot of my pen pals just don't like a whole lot of goodies, but when I do get to do this, I absolutely love it. It's really fun to be able to play with paper and decorate it and be able to send it off. And I hope that you have gotten some inspiration and some insight on my daily life and routine. I know that it can be hard being a mom and trying to find that you time, but nap time is crucial. I would encourage any mother to make sure that they get their you time, your quiet time, your personal space, even if it's in the evenings when your significant other gets home and you can sort of check out for a little bit. I think it's really important. I have just created such an intense routine in my house that my children know what's what. They do their chores in the morning. They get to do whatever they want for the rest of the day after that is done. That goes for all of us. Once my chores are done, then I get to play. Once their chores are done, they get to play, and that's just how it goes. If you have any other questions about that specifically, obviously feel free to ask. I thrive on routine. I do not thrive with change. Change is not something that I handle well, which is why the transition into quarantine and lockdown was really stressful for me. I did not handle that as gracefully as I would have liked. Not that I felt like... I don't think it was anything other than the unknown. I didn't know what to do with the children. I didn't know how to educate them, and I can only be in one place at one time, and having to be a teacher to two children at separate times and a mother to two babies was really, really stressful. And it's one of the main reasons why we just absolutely decided against doing the home learning with our boys. But yeah, I enjoy nap time. It's nap time now. I'm very, very happy. It's on a Sunday even. I'm working on a weekend, which is very out of character. But my husband took the boys to go get haircuts, so I don't have to pay attention to anybody. So I figured I would come in here and pay attention to this. So yeah. I mean, there's really no lasting secrets. I know when Clara was an infant and nap time wasn't quite as secure as it is now. They're obviously a lot older and they have gotten used to their routine. It definitely was a lot harder, but I snuck in the moments that I needed to when I could. And I just take advantage of nap time. It's going to be so interesting how things are going to change when Cullen stops wanting to take his nap. I think he is very close to approaching that time. So that will be a battle that we will figure out then. But I've decorated my papers for my letter. I've decorated 2 envelopes just in case I need another one. I've decorated my ephemera folder and filled it. It's ready to go. All I have to do is write my letter and I'm good to go. I hope that you have enjoyed this creative, fun mail art video and a little peek into my daily life and routine. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to leave them down below and I would be happy to answer them. If you are not subscribed, I would encourage you to do so and make sure you always check that description box down below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and I'll catch you guys later. Thanks. Bye.